Millions of people dream of becoming famous athletes. They imagine packed stadiums, championship trophies, private jets, and worldwide recognition. From the outside, it looks like the perfect life. Success, wealth, admiration, and influence. A life most people would trade anything to have. But fame has a side that cameras rarely show. Behind the celebrations and highlight reels is a reality filled with pressure, criticism, and expectations that never disappear. Every performance is analyzed. Every mistake becomes a headline. Every decision is judged by millions of strangers. For some athletes, the weight of fame becomes as challenging as the competition itself. This is the dark side of fame in sports. LeBron James experienced this reality earlier than almost anyone. Before he ever played an NBA game, he was already being called the chosen one. Magazine covers, television appearances, and constant media attention followed him while he was still a teenager. The expectations were enormous. People expected him to become one of the greatest players in history before he had even stepped onto a professional court. Most young athletes are allowed to develop quietly. LeBron never had that luxury. Every game was examined. Every loss was criticized. Every decision became a public debate. When he left Cleveland in 2010, the backlash was immediate and intense. Fans burned jerseys. Sports networks discussed his decision for months. The pressure was relentless. Yet the hardest part was not basketball itself. It was carrying the expectations of millions of people every single day. For more than 2 decades, LeBron has lived under a spotlight that never turns off. One mistake can dominate headlines worldwide. One bad game can become the biggest sports story of the week. Fame gave him opportunities, but it also demanded a level of mental strength few people can truly understand. Cristiano Ronaldo knows that feeling better than most. He is one of the most recognized athletes on the planet. No matter where he travels, cameras follow. Every goal is celebrated by millions. Every missed opportunity is discussed by millions more. For many athletes, a bad performance is forgotten within days. For Ronaldo, it becomes global news. Social media magnifies every moment. Critics analyze every match. Supporters defend every action. The attention never stops. What people often overlook is the responsibility that comes with that level of visibility. Young fans watch everything he does. Media outlets report every statement. Entire countries celebrate his victories and feel disappointment in his defeats. The pressure to remain at the highest level year after year is extraordinary. As athletes grow older, their bodies naturally change. Recovery becomes harder. Competition becomes stronger. Yet the public expects the same greatness they saw years earlier. For global icons like Ronaldo, maintaining excellence is not just a professional challenge. It becomes a daily obligation. Lionel Messi faced a different kind of pressure. Throughout his career, he was constantly compared to other legends. Every season brought new debates. Every achievement was measured against someone else's accomplishments. Every tournament carried expectations that seemed impossible to satisfy. When Messi performed brilliantly, people expected more. When he fell short, criticism arrived immediately. For years, one question followed him everywhere. Could he lead his national team to the biggest prize in football? The burden grew heavier with each tournament. Fans desperately wanted success. Media discussions became more intense. Expectations increased with every passing year. What many people fail to realize is that athletes hear these conversations. They see the headlines. They hear the criticism. They understand the expectations. Fame does not protect them from pressure. In many ways, it increases it. When Messi finally lifted the World Cup, the images showed joy and celebration. But behind that moment were years of scrutiny, disappointment, and emotional strain. The trophy represented more than victory. It represented relief from a burden he had carried for much of his career. Michael Jordan is often remembered as the ultimate competitor. 6 championships, countless iconic moments. Global recognition, that transformed basketball forever. But even Jordan experienced the darker side of fame. As his popularity grew, privacy disappeared. Every action attracted attention. Every relationship became a topic of discussion. Every decision generated speculation. People admired him, but they also expected perfection. The higher he climbed, the more intense the spotlight became. Many people remember Jordan's success. Fewer remember the exhaustion that can come from living under constant observation. Fame creates opportunities, but it also creates isolation. It becomes difficult to know who genuinely cares about you and who simply wants access to your success. For athletes at the highest level, trust becomes valuable. Privacy becomes rare. Normal life becomes almost impossible. Jordan handled these challenges better than most, but even he could not escape them entirely. The pressure of maintaining greatness year after year demanded an extraordinary amount of discipline and mental resilience. Today, Aaron Judge experiences a modern version of that same reality. As one of baseball's biggest stars, expectations follow him everywhere. Fans expect home runs. Media outlets expect leadership. Organizations expect results. The challenge is that sports are unpredictable. Even elite athletes experience slumps and setbacks. Yet fame often removes the freedom to struggle privately. Every difficult period becomes public. When Judge succeeds, headlines celebrate his achievements. When he struggles, questions immediately appear. That constant evaluation can become mentally exhausting. Athletes are human beings, yet fame often causes people to forget that fact. Shohei Ohtani faces perhaps one of the most unique pressures in modern sports. He is expected to excel as both a hitter and a pitcher at the highest level of baseball. The demands are extraordinary. The expectations are enormous. Fans want greatness every night. Media outlets want historic performances. Analysts constantly discuss his place in sports history. Few athletes in any era have carried expectations quite like his. Yet regardless of success, the pressure remains. Fame creates a cycle where achievements raise expectations even higher. The more successful you become, the more people expect from you. That may be the greatest hidden cost of fame. LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Michael Jordan, Aaron Judge, and Shohei Ohtani all reached levels most athletes only dream about. They achieved wealth, recognition, and lasting legacies. But their journeys also reveal a truth many people overlook. Fame is not just admiration. It is responsibility. It is pressure. It is sacrifice. The world sees trophies and championships. The athletes often carry expectations, criticism, and scrutiny that never fully disappear. Yet despite those challenges, they continue to compete. They continue to perform. They continue to show up when millions are watching. That is what makes them extraordinary. Because greatness is not only about winning. Sometimes greatness is the ability to carry enormous pressure without allowing it to break you. And that may be the most difficult victory of all.